No problem.
Yeah, I think you should be ready.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. Fantastic. So, yes. So for today, today's lecture, we are going to concentrate, on the Canvas app. There's two types of Power Apps within the Power Platform family, which is the Canvas app, and then we've got the model-driven app. And then obviously we've got the websites, which are Power Pages. And Canvas apps, they are a low-code, way of building apps, which means that you can do all your development with little, to no coding. And the apps themselves, they help you to use data from multiple different data sources. Unlike model-driven apps, Canvas apps, provide a high level of customization, which allows one, to probably say to design the app in a way they would like to. And for this, you use the Power App Studio. You will see in a short while when we demonstrate how to build one. And also they provide, a user-friendly interface for your development. Because remember, this is, a canvas that you get. So you get just a blank canvas with nothing on it. And all you do is you drag and drop onto that canvas. And you drag, elements that you would like to use in your app onto that canvas. And this is a way which I think is quite good and intuitive for people that are new to developing apps. And like I said, for some of the things, you can even create a Canvas app with no code at all, because quite a lot of the elements that you drag and drop, some of them, they do come, with certain functionality, which is already, behind it. And, the programming language that you use for this is called PowerFX. And it allows you to implement complex functionality, that sort of like best fits your business needs, or your scenarios. So there's various use cases that can be used for building or designing Canvas apps. If we look at business processes or business purposes, there's quite a lot of things that you can do using a Canvas apps. So you could use a Canvas app for things like facility management, or you could use it for inventory management. You could even use it for leave registration. So this could be your HR department, and they can just design a little app and share it with everyone in the business, and people can use that app to maybe book in their time off, or book in their leave as and when they want to. Or you could have people that are set in a big building, and or maybe in one big building, and people do not have set desks that they have to sit on on a daily basis. because people nowadays, I know a lot of people are working from home. So maybe every now and then you might need to go into the office and do, whatever you need to do in the office. But remember, you don't have a desk. So you might design an app for desk booking, or you can even design one for room booking as well, like for meetings and stuff, where people can just go onto the app, they'll book a particular room, or they can book a particular desk for that for a particular day. So those are some of the uses of use cases, I would say, of Canvas apps. And as I said before, there's various data sources that you can use to hook into your app. And it could be your Excel. You can hook your app onto Excel. You can hook your app onto database. There are various data sources that you can use to hook your app into, so that it reads that data, or it writes to that data source, or it amends values within that data source. And if we talk about the connections, there is quite a lot, and I mean a lot of connectors that you can use with your app, so that you can hook into various other applications, so that data can be transferred to and from that application. And from the top of my head, I think so far there's over 800 connectors that are available to use. And some have been developed by Microsoft, some have been developed by independent publishers. So there's quite a lot out there that you can do, with Canvas apps. And obviously, we've got Dataverse as well, which is purely what where we usually store information on the Power Platform. So you can still store your information in Dataverse. You interact with Dataverse through your Canvas app, and you write to that data source, or your Dataverse, or you read from that data source. But I think for today's purposes, what I was thinking we could do is we could do something quite fun. So I was thinking we would do a quiz. So that's what I've planned for us to do today, where we do a quiz, from beginning to the end. And as we go through our quiz, we can also have a timer on the app, and it will do a countdown once you land onto a question. After if you surpass the timer, then it automatically takes you to the next question. So yeah, let's see if we can quickly build something which is simple and fun, and hopefully we can all enjoy it and learn something. So when you create your own you can
Dan, you're breaking.
maybe bear with me 1 second. Hello, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay, I think I don't know, something had gone wrong with my internet connection. It wasn't stable. So when you create your apps, this is where you need to go to, and you create your app from. So you go to your makepowerapps.com, and then you go into the specific environment that you want to build that app in. And once you land in there, on the left-hand side, you'll notice we've got a menu for apps. So if we go in there, you have, all the apps that you have within that environment. So what we want to do is we want to create a new Canvas app. And this is what, you are greeted with when you select a new Canvas app.
Sorry, Dan, can you go back a bit? Sorry.
Sure.
To how you get, yeah. So you go from the apps, right? Then
So yeah, you go in new app and then Canvas app, and then it takes you onto this window here. And then from here, you give, your app a name. So we're just going to call ours, fun quiz session. And you've got two formats, the tablet format and the phone format. And I would advocate you go with a tablet format, because that way it renders much better. The phone is all right, but if you are doing it on for a mobile phone, so from there you just go and you create. So it's in the background creating our canvas. And as you can see, we are now in Power App Studio. So Power App Studio is where you build your apps in. So I don't want to create a gallery now, so I'm just going to skip. So this is our new canvas for our app. Okay, let me see. I don't know what's happening with my internet connection. Am I sounding better now?
Okay, that's better.
Okay. Bear with me. I really don't know, because I'm at home and I'm not understanding why my internet is misbehaving. Bear with me 1 second. Let me see if I can just check one or two things. Okay. Okay, let's resume. So as you can see on the screen here, this is our blank canvas. And we can start now to put things onto our canvas. So let's quickly design our form here. So what we probably want to do is, I just want to put a label on there, and this is my label. And on that label, what I probably want to do is just put a bit of color on it. And I'm going to put a bit of text on there. Okay. The test. knowledge. Right, so I've got here, and I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit. And what I'll probably do is let me increase this a little bit. And I think to make this right. So that's the first component that I've put on our app there. And maybe we might also want to put a button to start our quiz. So if you notice when you click insert, you've got all these components here that you can use. You can use shapes, icons, all kinds of media, layouts, buttons, date pickers, and so on and so forth. For now, I'm just going to use a button. So just going to put some words.
Sorry, Dan. The label at the top, how did you get the color?
The color, you can, yeah. So if I go back again on the label, these are all the properties of of the label. So you can notice I can even change the font if I want to, something different. Whatever font you want to use, the sizes, and the font weight, we can change it here as well. If I want to make it bold, I can make it bold from there. So for now, I'll just make it normal. Text alignment, if you want to do anything with your overflow, your line heights, if you want to put any background color or color to your text or any borders, this is where you get all the things that you would want to use.
Okay, all right,
That's
good.
where you
Thank
get
you.
your properties. And in the advanced, this is where you've got your actions that you want to use, and I'll show you some of the actions and some of the formulas that we can use moving forward, when we get to whatever piece we want to use for our demo. Right, so this is our button that we're going to use. So once we launch the quiz, we'll have a page that comes up, and when I start the quiz, I'll click this button, and then it will go on to the next page. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use a couple of screens for my layout. So in order to save time, I don't really have to go and be creating every single page as in I go along. I can just duplicate what I've already got, and then just go and work on that particular screen and add new things as in when I want to. So if you notice, this was our first screen, this is our second screen. So I'm just going to change this so that we can all see what the differences are. So I've got a couple of questions here. Right. If you notice now we are on our second page, and so the other thing that I'm going to do as well is I'm just going to copy this, and I'll use
Canva seems better than PowerPoint. It's doing wonders.
it's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if I then take out this button, I probably want to put a timer on here. So where is my timer? If you cannot see anything that you want to use, you can just type in there and boom, it comes up. So here I'll put a timer. Right, so I'll just go in and change the values on here. So let's say this is 37 degrees. No, I can't type. This one will make it 100 degrees. Make it 83. And this one will make it 98.4. I'll probably make this one Fahrenheit. Right. If we then go onto our timer, notice on here, our timer comes with with a duration which is in milliseconds. So we are saying we want the timer to be for 60,000 milliseconds. But I think for today's session, I'll make it 15,000, which is like 15 seconds. Right, so on our timer as well, let me just save and I'll show you something. If I run this, if I click on the timer, notice our timer is going up, but this is meant to be a quiz. We probably want to say to someone, we're only giving you 15 seconds. So the timer should be going backwards, and we count down from 15 all the way to 0. And once you get to 0, it then goes to the next question, if they haven't answered within the specified time. So the other thing,
so the timer is in milliseconds, right?
It's in milliseconds, yes.
Okay. So how do you set it to go backward?
So that's what I'm going to show you now.
Oh, okay.
So here, if you notice, we are in our timer, but what we then have to do is we have to go onto the functions now. And the function that we need for this, to go back is we're going to go onto the text function. And then in there, this is the formula that it comes with already. But remember, with this formula is going up and not down. So what we would want it to do is to go we want it to go downwards. So I'm just going to change something here. And then in there, I'll put a little formula.
So sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
How did you get the function now? Sorry.
So if to get the function, once you click on the timer itself,
Okay.
it will tell you it will display. So let me go on to this. So if you notice, I've gone on this button here.
Yeah.
It's already got a function and it says on select, it's false.
Okay.
So if I select this, when I run the application, it says false. So even when I go and press the button, it's not going to do anything.
Okay.
Because I've said it's false. And now if I go onto our timer here, you will notice that the functions are there, but I'll then need to select what function, will push or drive what I want this thing to do.
So you have to type the text, blah, blah, all those ones like.
Yes. So you have to put in, like your little formulas in there. So these are the things that you probably would want to, to learn. Timer 1 dot value. There we go. So if you notice, now it's not whinging. If there's any errors, you have a little red thing on top here that that denotes that something is not right, with your application, right?
Can you explain that function as in you say 0.0, what does that mean?
So here the function itself, if you notice that the time is in hours and minutes and seconds.
Okay.
But what we want to do is we want to divide that time by 1,000, because remember we've got 15,000.
Oh, okay.
Which is milliseconds. So if we divide by 1,000, that means the timer is only going to run for 15 seconds. So that's what this means. And this here, you are simply saying we want the timer to run in reverse. So you are looking at the duration, which is 15, and then you are subtracting backwards up until you get to 0. So just to quickly demonstrate that, if I run the app, you will notice I've already got 15 seconds at the timer it's giving me. If I click on there, it's going to start counting downwards. Okay. And then the other thing that we would want to do is we need to have, a variable. So a variable is something that you use, within your program or your application to hold something. And with that variable, you then carry a certain value in your app. So there's different types of variables. You could have local variables. So I can declare a local variable that I can use maybe just on here on this page, or I can declare, a global variable that I can use in in the entirety of the application. So I think for us to make our lives easy, I'm just going to create one variable that we are going to use across the app. from beginning till the end. So this would be this is where I then, make a declaration of that variable. So I set that variable. And I'm setting my variable, and I'm just going to call my variable Vasco. And 1. So I'm setting it to 1. So when someone clicks on the right answer, and in this case, this would be our right answer, you want it to capture 1 in the background. You go on to the next one. They select the wrong answer, it doesn't add on to it. They go on to the next question, they have the right answer, it adds on to 1. Now you've got 2 until you get to the end of the application. And then from here, I'm just setting Then from here, I'm just setting the property, to navigate from one screen to the next.
So Dan, how did you know these things?
Sorry?
How did you know how to do this? Is this something that was learned or you learned on the job?
This is something that you have to sort of like learn. Some of the things you learn on the job, some of the things you have to learn outside the job, so that...
Or you go to school.
Oh, yeah.
No, don't worry, that's why, yeah. So next time when Dan comes back, maybe after a few months, then we'll be experts. Then
yeah, don't worry. We will be pros soon. It's not difficult. I'll be very honest with you.
It looks like coding.
A bit of coding. Hence, earlier on I was saying that it's little coding, but not heavy coding. You see what I mean? Because if we were, imagine if we were doing this in C#, in whatever ASP.NET, we'll be writing, all kinds of codes in there. You need your HTML to make your, things look in a particular fashion. You need your cascading styles and so on and so forth. So with this, the beauty is you drag on, quite a few components, and all you need to do is just to put in a few lines of code just to make things work. So here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate the screen, and I'll duplicate this one as well. Because I think I need a couple more screens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll probably get a last one. Right, so if I go back on this one. Now on there, we've got our formula. That one is going to be a wrong one. So if it's a wrong one, we don't want to carry any variables or to keep any variables. So we're simply just going to say if someone selects, it goes on to the next page. And notice some of the suggestions are already in there. Once you type something, you've got suggestions popping up, like would happen with Visual Studio and other coding tools. So here,
sorry, the timer one, right?
Yeah.
Have you done it to count down?
Yes, it's going to count down.
Can you show that
So
one again? Sorry, I think I missed it.
yeah, bear with me. Let me do screen one,
Okay.
1 and 1 2, so that if I don't select something, you can see it counting down. But the minute it gets to 0, it will flip onto the next screen without even me clicking on anything. I'll demonstrate that in a bit. Two. Right, so now that's done. We go on to 3. This one will probably need to change. The questions on there. And then I'll do a quick demonstration with just those 2 pages. This one will be all right answer. Okay, I'll save this. Right, so if I go to my first screen and I'll run the application. So this is our first screen, right? And on our first screen, we want to start the quiz. Right, I've done something here. I haven't put anything behind this for this button to work. As you can see, it says false, so it wouldn't do anything. Save this. and then run this. Right. So if you notice now, we are now on our first page, and if I start the quiz, it takes me onto the next page, and then on the next page, depending on the value that I click. If you notice, it's taking me to the next page. If I click something, it takes me onto the next page, and so on and so forth. And then I'll demonstrate the timer as well in a bit. So let me quickly do the other pages, because it's just copy and paste that out. It's just changing, amending the values on the other pages. So let's come back to boiling point. Come back to this one now. Okay. So uh, 1 more. Okay. This one now. Mm. Mm. Okay. Mm. Screen 5. I'll probably make this one the last one. Oh, let me make one more. Mm. Okay. Right, I think we're almost done now. What's left is just to finish with the last screen, which is our last screen here. And okay. Now I don't need these patterns here. Just need one more pattern. Okay. Let's and this one will probably be and there. Okay. Is there anything else that we can put in there? If I can find an emoji or something. Okay, I think we are almost there now. So if you bear with me, just want to check the answers if they're right here. Okay, I think we are good to go. So here, what we might want is, yeah, we just want to make sure this auto starts. Right. I think we should be good to go. So if I go to my first screen, let's test it. So we pop the app is running now. If we start the quiz, notice my timer is going from top to bottom. So it's doing the countdown. I'm not going to press anything. Watch what happens. Boom. It gets onto 0, and then at that point no one can change anything on there. So bear with me. Just need to...
Should it not go to the next page, right?
Yes. So now I'm going to try and configure it so that it automatically goes onto the next page.
Okay.
Yeah. So it does the countdown, and once it starts the countdown, when it gets to 0, it then navigates onto the next page. But okay, I'll quickly go back to our first screen. Now run. Right. So I'm just going to pick random values and you see what happens. Okay, 37 degrees, it then takes me on to the next page. What is the worst conductor of heat? I'll probably say water. How many calories are there in a banana? Maybe 100. That means this one has not been configured. If you notice, it's not taking us anyway, so I'll choose another one. We'll go back and reconfigure this. What is the UK government's recommended daily fat intake? 70. Where is the Burj Khalifa located? If I go to Dubai, and then it goes on to the end of the quiz. And then from there, if I want to restart the quiz, it takes me back to the original screen. So in a short space of time, I'm sure you picked out, the functionality that we can build in there, but there's a lot that you can do in there, and we can build in more and more functionality and make this, quite a fun quiz. Or this could be, something that you do within your organization. Maybe you just want to have an app, or maybe, in Blue Sky, an app, at some point where, after, your training, you want people, to do a bit of quiz and then you give them a prize or whatever. There's various use cases that you can play around with. So I think that screen, I'm not so sure which one it was, but let's double check. So this one seems to be fine. Yeah. So you notice we have a formula on here, but I did something quite wrong. Instead of navigating onto the next screen, because this is screen 1_3, I pointed it to remain, on the same screen. That's hence it didn't go anywhere. And all I need to do is just to make sure I point it to the right screen, which will be screen 4. That one. And if I save it, and if I was to run from here, if I click, you can notice it then takes me onto the next screen. So I think for the sake of brevity, I'll stop here for now. If anyone has got a question, let me know. And then if you want tomorrow, we can continue on this and we build it and we put more functionality so that, it becomes a bit more fun. I've configured the timer, but for now I haven't configured the timer to get to 0, and then it pops us to the next page. But we can build it on tomorrow. Because I'm conscious of time, we're only left with about 15 minutes. I just want to give people an opportunity, to ask questions. But this is just a taster for people to see what are the capabilities that are there, within these apps, what you can build, and what can be achieved from there. So, Tosin, you've got your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to confirm, is it possible to use this app to take it on the website?
Sorry?
Is it possible, after building this app here, is it possible to take it on a website?
To take it onto a website, the app itself?
Yes.
You could put a link on there, or alternatively, because what happens usually within apps, this could be apps, that you are developing, for internal use. So what you then do with these apps, all you need to do is to share the app with your fellow, maybe team members. So let's say you were building something, for booking desks within your organization, and you want your team members to use it. Once you build the app itself. So where's my app now? Don't tell me I've lost it. Yeah, I can't see it. But anyway, once I'll look for it. Once you build your app and you want to, share it with your team members. So let's say, for instance, this was our app that we built today, and I wanted to share with you, and you're within, the same organization. All I'll need to do is to come here and then share the app with you or whoever is within the organization. So you just go there, you select the name of the person that you want to share with. So this could be myself, and once you pop that, you then need to give a security role. I've already got a security role for this. Where is my name again? Yeah. So here you notice, if I have security role, or you want to append an extra security role for system customizers to be able to use this, you then just click share, and I will be able to access that app without any issues. Does that make sense? Or you could have a team. Let's say, for instance, you're building an app that you want to use, or you want a particular team to use. All you then need to do is just, to share it with that particular team.
Yeah, it does make sense. But to my understanding, to what you've said now, that means this app itself can only be used within Microsoft Dynamics 365. After
Yes.
location.
Yes, because these are apps that we're building for internal customers. Remember, Dynamics 365 usually use it for internal customers. If you want external facing applications, or a tool that people can interact with your instance, then you have to build a Power Page. And a Power Page is what you then use, to let your external users maybe register and maybe pop in their details, or amend, or do whatever operations you would want them to do, and they would interact with your instance. But with these apps, these are essentially for, they're essentially internal facing,
Now,
inward facing.
okay. Another one is this. Yeah. From you said from this app, Power Apps, we have three categories, and website is one of them. Does that mean the website we can actually develop a proper website in this same using that this app?
Yes. So the website, like I was saying, that's the Power Pages. It's now known as the Power Pages. So the Power Pages is what used to be known as the portal previously. And the portal is what you build, and it's external facing. And that's what you use for, your external stakeholders to be able to interact with your instance of Dynamics CRM.
Okay. So if I can build the website for the external stakeholders in the Dynamic 365 as a whole, and this quiz that we've developed also is also brought from this Dynamic 365, can we in a way integrate that?
To integrate the app.
Yeah, the canvas that we have built, this quiz we have built now, to just take it in their website that we have built in Dynamics 365.
The Canvas app and the model driven app are not meant to be used for external facing purposes.
Okay.
They're only meant to be used for internal facing purposes.
Okay.
And your website or the Power Pages is what you use for external facing.
Oh. Yeah.
If we have a chance, maybe in the next session or the one after, we can quickly look at Power Pages as well, and you'll see what it looks like. You are basically exposing your instance to people from the outside, and you give them permissions, to log onto your system. So they could log on using, their Facebook accounts and Google accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then they interact with your instance. So it could be they just go on the Power Page and maybe put in information in relation to an event that you might be hosting. So you just give them a link, they go on, they put in information in relation to an event. As they put that information, it automatically comes into Dynamics 365. So at that point, you've already captured that information.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Any other question? Let's see, checking the chat.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, when you were speaking earlier, you did mention that we can link a database to the Power App, the Canvas. So, for instance, the example we just had now where we had those questions, is it possible to have like all of those questions and possible answers in an Excel document, and then it will transcribe into the Canvas?
Yeah, that's very possible. Remember, like I was saying with for instance, a scenario where you would want maybe to monitor your inventory. You could do such a scenario as well, where you build an app and you put all the relevant information on an Excel spreadsheet. You locate the spreadsheet somewhere, within your Azure or wherever you want to put it, and then you expose whatever you've got in Excel onto that Canvas app, and then people can interact with that data that way. That's very possible. you can link it to an Excel. Yeah, that's very, very possible indeed. Any other question?
I think I've got something anyway. Sure. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen just to see
Sure, go ahead.
something. I'm not sure the answers is right anyway. So 1 minute. Just to check.
No problem.
Okay, that's fine. Even if it doesn't work, let's see. I'll share my screen.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Yep.
There you go. Quiz player, actually.
That's all right.
Yeah. So when you click on play, you get that.
Exactly. Exactly.
So which of the ceremony is in Agile? Yeah. Let's got that. Which is not in Agile. Yeah, that's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that is reducing it anyway. It's
Yep.
not part of Scrum. It's a part of Scrum. Yeah, that's right. So also then it's not. Yeah, I think I didn't actually do this. It's I left out. So it's not in.
But you can see in a short space of time you've actually got something.
So and I put that. So there's also you won as well, which are kind of hidden.
Yeah.
So if you get more than 3, you see you win. And I think the emoji also changed as well to smiley face.
There you go.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's
so you can see there's a lot of possibilities. And in a short space of time, you've managed to put something, that makes sense. And imagine if you refine this and refine this and refine this, you could have, a world-class app, in a very short space of time.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it comes with a lot of things that you can use. And the only thing that you only need to do is to be wary of your formulas and your navigation and things like that.
It's not as difficult as C#.
Exactly. You know the story. I mean, if we go to C#, then it's a different ball game altogether.
Yeah, thank you. This is interesting anyway. So I kind of use that visible like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you notice with what you've done there, you've moved along with your variable, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
with
right.
the variable, you are now saying if the score is that, display this.
But one thing I was not able to do is
Mm-hmm.
I kind of cheated right now. If you C#, I will have concatenated both of them together, the score, this label and the score. So I was trying to do it here, right? Like to say this one, then like put in plus, and V, and score. I think it kind of complained.
It will win, because what happens is your score, it's a number, right?
Yeah.
And you are trying to display your a number in a text field. That's why it will win.
Okay. So can you not do something like to Yeah, I also tried that as well when I saw that error, and I said, okay, yeah, convert it to string.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
me bringing my
You
sharp.
can, that's what I was wanting to say, that you are using your C# brain here, right? You're now casting it. Yeah, there's ways you can display it on there, but you just need to put in the right formula, and it's all
I was able to get around that, just combining the two together. So combining the two fields together, no one knows if I can even bring them, align them
exactly,
so that. Yeah, I think it's really good anyway. Thank you.
yeah. It's just a good eye opener, and it opens your eyes, to a lot of things. I mean, like, I'll keep harping on about this, that in a short space of time, look what you've managed to put together.
Who wants to write code if this is there?
Exactly.
Seriously. So it's,
because imagine if you were going to be doing this, writing code, you'll be writing, thousands and thousands of lines.
yeah, it's even getting clearer. In those days of WP form, right, where you have to drag the form and then you have to code what each of the button is doing. I remember those days, like 20 years ago. You have to drag it and then you have to go to the end and do like dim and put the method in that to even click, actually. So it's terrible.
Exactly. And if you notice in here, once you click on on that button, or on the timer that you're on, at the top there, you've got your formulas that come.
Yeah.
It says, your duration. And if you click where it says duration, you will see there's.
I did the timer in one of them, actually. So yeah, that one I did. Yeah.
Yes. So you see, that's your timer. If you then go onto your left at the top there where it says text.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yeah, if you click on there, there's a lot of things that you can do in there.
Yeah, that's where I saw the visible one, right?
Yeah.
And I make it visible, and I put the Boolean in there, right? So, and it's quite good, actually. So what's the start for?
You could use it for different things, to say when you want it to start, and things like that.
All right, cool. It's quite interesting, really.
It is, and like I was saying, you don't have to worry about writing thousands and thousands, of lines of code. All you need to do, you drag your elements or your components onto the canvas, and maybe just put in just a tiny bit of code to make things work, and that's it.
So what will be tomorrow? Is it possible to do the one? Yeah, I think, what do you call it? The one that you don't need to use Power Apps for, that you can share with people that doesn't have license with Power Apps?
The Power Pages.
Yeah, Power Pages. Yeah, if it's possible tomorrow.
We can look at Power Pages as well.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, because what I was actually thinking of doing was doing the model-driven app, where we are pulling data from CRM itself.
Oh, okay.
And we interact with our CRM data using an app. We amend it, we change it, we delete, and we do whatever operations we want to do. And then finally, we do the one that's external facing.
Okay.
I don't know, whatever, works.
Yeah, let's start with the client-facing one tomorrow. Yeah. So with that, we can know that we cover the one inside the Power Apps and one outside. Then I'm going to assume that both of them you can now use to get data into Dynamics, right? Yeah, or to interact with the Dynamics. I think it would be good to to get both of them first. Then we can also, okay, whether you are using Power Pages or you're using Power Apps, yeah, you can get your data from Dynamics, which
Indeed.
I think, yeah. So, but yeah, this is good. This is right. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic.
Any
other
question, guys?
question?
Yeah.
No, I think people are going to take this away, you know, and digest it a little bit.
It's not that heavy, to be honest. So
Not really, not really. This
maybe it's easy for me to say anyway, but guys, I don't think it's so. One thing that, yeah, if you are really interested, just sit down with it. I think it's quite easy, to be honest. So
indeed. All right then. Thank you everyone for your time. Let's meet again.
Dan,
then-
please.
Sorry.
Yeah, after the meeting, is it possible for me to just have a word with you, please? You and Deji, please.
Yeah, sure. So do you
Okay.
want us to stay on here?
Yeah, I'll stay back here.
All right, no problem.
Thank
Okay.
you.